Be sure to check the timestamps in the description to easily navigate the video. And welcome back to Lycan Studios. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. It's been so long since I've actually made a video. I don't even know if most people have really seen like this whole green screen setup and stuff. Hopefully it ends up looking pretty good just recording like this, but nonetheless, it's been so long and I just want to say I apologize. But nonetheless, today we're going to be talking about all the spoilers that I've missed in the couple weeks that I haven't been covering anything. I still have been doing live streams, so if you're interested in that, definitely make sure to tune in on Tuesdays and every other Thursday and Sunday, I think is the schedule right now. I try to hit them all as best as I can, but we've been having an absolute blast. And this Friday, I'm actually joining Gemma or Secrets of the Citadel and Kyle or Azora Hype on, I think, Kyle's channel. So definitely be sure to check that out. I think it's going to be Friday at 7 p.m. So definitely be sure to check that out. But yeah, nonetheless, so we're going to be talking about all kinds of spoilers. But one more thing before we get into it, I want to let you guys know that I'm actually going to be opening up a clothing store. So I'm going to put it probably like a little display thing in this little TV thing, if it can work out. I got to record this in a different software, so it's definitely different, but nonetheless, hopefully I can get like a little preview of it right here in this TV, and definitely be sure to check the links below. I'll be throwing it up on the bar probably in the next episode, but nonetheless, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. We're definitely gonna be coming out with Game of Thrones inspired ideas and stuff. As of right now, it's basically just the Lycan logo on, you know, a couple different colors, but hopefully you guys like it. But yeah, so anyways, we're pretty much just going to pull up Watchers on the Wall, which is what I already got pulled up on my monitor, and we're just gonna read through basically all the stuff that I've missed. Let's see, we have one article, two articles, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 articles to cover, so I'm not sure how long this video will be, but I'm pretty sure I put that thing in the beginning, like to check the timestamps below. But nonetheless, let's jump into the first one. All right, so the first article we have is final Game of Thrones wrap party to take place soon, and fire ravages season 8 set as second longest battle shoot continues. So of course we're talking about the battle for King's Landing, but nonetheless it says Game of Thrones may be about to end production for one last time with a definitive wrap party in the days to come. Get the details below. We'll read more on it later. But you wouldn't be able to tell by the frenzied shooting at the King's Landing set throughout this past week. If you're keeping score, by this point, this climactic battle and whatever other mayhem is going on there has become the second largest action shoot in Game of Thrones history, rivaled only by the Money Glass battle shoot, or Winterfell, from earlier in the year. And it's still going, with a record number of extras running around the blazing destruction of the capital, which probably means there's going to be, you know, women, children, and everything. It says, as usual, a Red Priestess was there to witness this action from afar, but with this scale of destruction, it was more than close enough to get an idea of what's going on. Hopefully, if I can make it work, I'll put like the video up in the little TV. I'm thinking the setup's gonna be pretty cool as long as it's, you know, running. Definitely let me know what you guys think about it. But nonetheless, then we scroll down, we got some pictures I'll be putting up. It says, according to Los Siete Reinos, this won't be the typical battle scene of exclusively armed soldiers. This particular scene, which began filming 2 weeks ago, features more than 600 extras, among them women, which points to civilians being caught in the crossfire. Reportedly, the scene will resume filming this week and will wrap in early July, which of course we're already there. By the end, at least 3 weeks of filming will have been allocated for this portion of the larger King's Landing battle sequence, which has been about a 2-month shoot overall. Speaking of wrapping up though, the cast gathered for a party in early June, which was last month. That was at least a month before the end of production. According to our sources, the true final wrap party will be on June 30th in Belfast, with all former cast members included. That's pretty cool. I bet that would be a blast just to be able to hang out in there with all those guys interacting and stuff. Game of Thrones coming to an end may be quite sad for all of us, but they are of course right to celebrate. For nearly a decade, they have produced 8 seasons of peak TV, and with a doubled shooting schedule for a little more than half the episodes, it appears the writers, cast, and crew were given the best possible chance to create a worthy end for Game of Thrones. Man, I sure hope so. I, for one, am excited to watch the fruits of this Herculean labor. So, yeah, basically just some stuff that we missed. They were just trying to wrap up the battle with King's Landing, which we know all that's done by now. So we'll go ahead and head into the next article. I'm sure most of you guys have heard pretty much all these news. This one was back on June 25th. So this next one comes from July 1st. So basically 17 days ago. And it's talking about the wrap party again. So let's click on it and see what we got. It says Game of Thrones celebrate the end of production for season 8 with a wrap party. Guys, the end really is near. Game of Thrones held their wrap party for the final season last night with most cast members in attendance. On the bright side, though, this means we're one significant milestone closer to season 8. That's very true. According to photos of cast members arriving to the party in Belfast, attendees included Kit Harington, Isaac Hempstead Wright, Ben Crompton, John Bradley, Ian Glenn, Joe Dempsey, I'm going to ruin these names, Pilu Asbeck, Jacob Anderson, Hannah Murray, Sophie Turner, Carrie Ingram, Alfie Allen, Nathaniel Emmanuel, David Benioff, and DB Weiss. I'll be putting up some pictures, of course. Sorry if I butchered those names, but yeah, then we can scroll down. Let's see. Amelia Clark was also in attendance and in an interview said that her and her castmates plan to celebrate the end of production with Mr. Alcohol. I can't really play these interviews. It's probably not a good idea. If it's only a few minutes, I definitely will play it. But Twitter offers us enticing glimpses of the festivities, like drummers in leather kilts playing by the red carpet. So we'll definitely put that up there. And Kit Harington getting to serve as an uncannily Jesus-looking DJ. Says, and the official DJ playing the Game of Thrones theme while an inebriated audience sings along. Because of course. We're just kind of rolling through these. And David Benioff and DB Weiss showering the cast and crew with love and a speech. We hope you loved making the show as much as we did, and we hope you loved making it with each other as much as we enjoyed making it with all of you, Weiss says in the video. We'll play that too if we can. I probably won't be able to play too many of these videos taken off of Twitter, just because copyright issues. I don't really want to get in that mess of things again. And it says, lastly, Nathaniel Emmanuel posted a heartfelt message on Instagram. So he says, when you see the sunrise over Belfast with the people who over the last 6 years have become family in a city that now feels like a home, a new day marks new beginnings. Ain't that the truth? Love you all, crazy kids. And that wraps that one up. So then we have Game of Thrones filming ends forever. That's probably what I'm going to title this video, something along the lines of that. And then Cleganebowl, which we'll be talking about here in a minute. So Game of Thrones filming ends forever. Though the Game of Thrones wrap party took place last Sunday, which was a while ago, production didn't stop. Only a few cast members remained this week, but that's not to say it was a private affair. Appropriately enough, when season 8 filming actually ended, it was at the gigantic King's Landing set where much of the climactic action will happen apparently. According to our sources, the last day of filming was yesterday. It's really over for good. And this one was on July 7th. So July 7th is pretty much when they finished, or I guess it was yesterday, so it would have been July the 6th. It says, before bidding the show a final farewell, let's catch up with the last week of filming as well as Maisie Williams' heartbreaking and a bit ominous goodbye on social media. First of all, there's an unexpected return to the new Maghuramorn green screen set. We don't know why they went back there after 3 months, but it's probably for some more of what was filmed before. Scenes in the snow involving armies and riding parties. And maybe some crazy beasts or something. So it says, at 6 p.m. today, the Game of Thrones sign has finally reappeared at Maghuramorn. It wasn't there at 4 p.m. Filming should start very soon. No lighting equipment mounted at the big green screen yet. Very likely day shooting. Many vehicles for movable green screens on site. The main action this week, however, began and ended at the King's Landing set. Pictures, of course, hopefully up there. I'm really hoping it works. I probably should have tested it before I started making this video. It says the tower was green screened out. It will be destroyed in battle. There was action away from the city gates, closer to the Red Keep. Much of King's Landing's neighborhood has been burnt down. The green screen opposite the gates means they filmed outside as well. And then it says these final filming photos reiterate just how screwed the Seven Kingdoms capital will be. It's difficult to gauge the extent of the damage, but if this is what was accomplished in a physical set, I can only imagine the mayhem King's Landing will go through once all the visual effects are done and we will see it on our screens in season 8 next year. Yeah, probably a lot of dragons, I can imagine. It says, as for who was left filming these scenes after most of their peers were done, rumors abound. Kit Harington is said to be one of them, but the only one we knew for sure is about Maisie Williams, who left this heartfelt message on her Instagram today. Goodbye Belfast, goodbye Arya, goodbye Game of Thrones. What a joy I've had. Here's to the adventures to come. Now this got a little bit weird. It said that it was followed by several hashtags such as Last Woman Standing, which could refer to Williams being the last cast member on set, or if she meant Arya, to something more ominous. Not as ominous as her bloody shoes accompanying the message though. Very, very weird. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that Arya could be there's no way that Arya is the only woman standing. That would mean that Yara dies, Brienne dies, We know Cersei's probably going to die. Dany dies. Sansa dies. Like, how could Arya be the last one? I'm hoping it meant she was the last one to leave the set. The last woman. I hope so. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. To continue, it says, so this is it. For those of us who are following the filming news, now the true off-season begins, and it will be a long one. There's no Season 8 premiere date set yet, but we're pretty sure it's going to be in April. Perhaps as much as the entire year or thereabouts. During the terrifying long night here at Watchers on the Wall, we'll keep the lights on with the help of our wonderful feature writers and the podcast we recently announced. And of course, we'll just keep reporting on interviews, casting news, and whatever else makes this wait hurt just a little bit less. So this is where it's going to be. This is where it's going to get really interesting for YouTubers and stuff. This is where we're going to pretty much quit reporting on news, and it kind of sucks because I'm catching all this at the end. So we will definitely be talking about the prequel, which is the second to last article we have. So this is kind of just going. We're already 11 minutes in. Hopefully you guys don't hate me. So we're actually coming up on the last one. I've decided to skip one of the articles just because I think I'm going to talk about it in a whole other video. It deals with the prequel if you guys want to go check it out. But nonetheless, this one was on July 16th, so this one was actually yesterday. Game of Thrones Season 8 casting news. The Mountain actor teases favorite scene in Scottish Isles scouted for prequel pilot. So this actually talks about the prequel a little bit too. We'll probably cut it right after we talk about the Mountain. We'll just throw the rest in with the next video discussing the pilot. It says, Season 8 may have wrapped once and for all, but news keeps trickling in. Today we bring you the casting announcement for a new minor character, as well as the Mountain teasing us about a scene in the last season. Also, beyond Game of Thrones, the upcoming prequel pilot is looking for locations already, this time in Scotland. We'll talk about that later. First of all, we uncovered that British actress Laura Elphinstone was cast in a small but possibly recurring role in Season 8 under the nondescript character name of Nora. Though the excellently named Elphinstone is said to have worked with various directors, which would theoretically indicate Nora's recurring character, we should take that with a grain of salt. Director various can often be found in many online CVs as a placeholder for the actual single director with whom a given actor has worked. Still on Season 8, basically it means we don't know. Still on Season 8, Icelandic actor Hafþór Thor Bjornsson, I think is how you say it, best known for arguably being the strongest man in the world, as well as playing the strongest zombie on TV, teased us a bit regarding the final season, though it seems he did it quite innocently. When asked about his favorite scene in Game of Thrones during an Instagram Q&A, the man who plays Gregor the Mountain Clegane answered honestly and succinctly. Succinctly? I don't know if I said that word right. Basically, it happens in Season 8, so I can't speak about it, is what he says. Though it remains ambiguous whether Bjornsson meant his favorite scene overall or his favorite scene of his, in which the Mountain is involved, that hasn't stopped anyone from speculating, of course, that he could be referring to the much-hyped confrontation between him and his brother Sandor the Hound, who essentially promised him last season in the scene depicted at the top of the article that this fight would happen. So basically, it sounds like we could be getting Cleganebowl. I would say we will probably get it. That's just such a hype moment. I don't see how in the world they actually skip that on Season 8. I just don't see it happening. That's a moneymaker right there. Like, everybody wants to see these two brothers go at it. Everybody wants to see the Mountain in action. Everybody wants to see the Hound in action. So you got to put them together, especially when you have one on one side and one on the other. They have to go at it. We have to have it. So nonetheless, definitely let me know what you guys think. He could still be talking about his favorite moment overall in the show, because it sounds like Season 8 is going to be pretty crazy. Everybody that's talked about it basically says that it's nothing like we think it's going to go down. So it's gonna be absolutely awesome. But nonetheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed me covering the rest of this news. We're gonna be doing some regular videos soon. I'm really waiting on my YouTube partnership to come back, because it really does. I found out pretty quickly that it messes with a couple different things that are pretty important to uploading. And I'll be honest, one of them is just the views. Like, it doesn't push my videos like it used to. So it kind of sucks using ideas and stuff and making videos that aren't really going to get as much views as they will once I get the partnership back. It kind of sucks. I'm still going to get back into it, and I should be getting the partnership deal pretty soon. But nonetheless, this has been Lycan Studios. Definitely check all the links below. Make sure to check out the clothing store if you're interested. And yeah, definitely stay tuned. Next video, we will be getting back to picking like the like the commenter of the week or the commenter of the video and stuff. But yeah, nonetheless, this has been Lycan Studios. We'll see you in that next one. I was a bit rusty, but peace.